and the today speaker and the eminent Saravana Kumar. In the eve of World Communication Day, just it is a very apt title, IoT, and its application in the day-to-day of affairs. So, Dr. Saravana Kumar is actually assistant professor in electronics and communication. His specialization in networking, next generation network, image processing, and IoT, machine learning, everything. So also, he is the very long experience with the NCC activities. He is now colonel, just captain of the NCC. So we are expecting, we are eagerly waiting for the very good information on IoT. Since we are non-ICT branches, so he is having a lot of experience in IoT and machine learning. So I congratulate Saravana Kumar for the very excellent lecture. So thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I thank the Institute of Engineers India Tanjore chapter, the chairman, Engineer E. Jayakumar sir, and the Honorable Secretary Dr. N. Venkatachala sir to give this opportunity to give a talk on IoT. So, whenever we discuss about the emerging trends, now IoT is the important area where we have to concentrate and where we have to explore our research areas. So, first of all, what is in the IoT and what is the real applications, real-time applications of IoT? So, first of all, IoT is the abbreviation of Internet of Things. That's all, simple. Any physical objects which is going to hello.
Sorry, sir. Sir, do you have any presentation, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, share the presentation, sir.
Yes, sir. I am.
Just to share.
So start of the meeting is shared and tested.
Sir, whether it's visible to you, sir? Now? Okay.
Go to presentation mode, sir.
Sir, whether it's visible to you, sir?
Yeah, visible, sir.
Okay.
Presentation mode.
Yes, sir.
Saravana, visible, but in slides or
So for me, it's working, sir.
From beginning.
So whether this screens are
Okay,
sharing.
sir, just proceed, sir. Proceed because it is some technical issue. I think so. Already you are clicking the beginning, but it is not. Once again, you can share.
So now it's sharing.
Not, sir, but okay. Please proceed, sir. It's visible.
okay, it is visible. Proceed, Saravana Kumar.
Okay, sir. Oh, okay, sir. Sir, now it's changing, I think. Is right, sir?
No. Okay, sir. That's good.
Good, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, IoT is nothing but Internet of Things. Internet of Things is, what is the definition? What is the simple abbreviation is nothing but we are going to share everything to any place, all the places. That is, physical objects or a group of objects is going to connected over the internet. If you see the definition, the physical objects are embedded with sensors, processors, softwares, other technologies that is going to connect over the internet, and they are going to exchange the information, and that information is going to be processed stored over the cloud and is going to deliver to the customers or the people. This is the brief definition of IoT. Simply internet over things, that is internet of things. So how it is going to be rule the world? If you see the history of internet of things, in 2010 the devices is going to be divided into two things. One is IoT based devices and non-IoT based devices. In 2010, we have only 0.8 billions of IoT based devices and 8 billions of non-IoT based devices. But when we travel along 2023, you can see the IoT based devices is going to be 19 billion and non-IoT based devices is going to be 10 billion devices. If we are going to cross 2025, the 30 billion devices are IoT based devices and 10 billion devices are non-IoT devices. That is, 1/3 of the devices is going to be IoT based devices. What is IoT based devices? Suppose we are going to buy a AC or we are going to buy a fridge or any household devices. That is going to be a device which is able to connect to the internet. That's all. For example, in 2023, now we are able to buy a smartwatches, which is going to connect it with our mobile and is going to track all our activities. If we travel backwards, suppose in 1980s, we have a watch, that is digital watch. That watch is going to be simply show the time. That watch is a non-IoT based devices. Now the smartwatch is a IoT based device. Why we have to concentrate on IoT? The technology which is going to rule over the world, that is IoT. So we already discussed what is meant by IoT, where we are going to implement the IoT, and what is the importance of IoT in next device. For IoT, we need a sensor to sense all the basic parameters. That is a physical parameter. That physical parameter is going to be always in analog form. That should be converted into digital form. For that, we need some electronic devices. That digital signal is going to converted into an message packets. That is, we have to process the data. For that, we need the processor. After the processor, we have to transmit the data to the internet. For that, we need IoT gateway frame. That is, gateway is nothing but the entrance. Here, the IoT gateway is nothing but where we are going to send the data to the cloud. What is meant by cloud? It is a common area. Now we use the word cloud-based devices, so cloud storage. What is cloud? It is an area where we are going to store the data and our applications in a common place. There, the data is going to be stored. So when we use IoT, that data should be present to the presenter in the form of any application which is going to be displayed in a screen or mobile. For that, we have to design an application which is going to work on the mobile, that is called mobile application. Otherwise, it may be work on the system. So IoT is nothing but sensors, processor, gateway, transmission to the cloud, and then the data is going to be present to the presenter. It may be in, that is the user, that may be in mobile or in system. In this architecture, we put a block diagram called mobile, because now 80% of all the applications we are going to handle only on the mobile. So this is the small diagram how the IoT will be. Before that, we will discuss what are the important parameters that IoT needs and who are the providers for the IoT. So IoT needs we already discussed, IoT need a processor, IoT need the sensor. So these are the electronic components. Apart from that, we need some softwares to do the IoT processing. For that, the Intel, Cisco, IBM, Amazon, SAP, Google, they are the provider which they have a ready-made softwares. This is going to process the data. After that, the data is going to be stored in the cloud. So there is IoT cloud providers, the same companies, Google, AWS, Microsoft, IBM, they provide the IBM cloud. And we need sensors. That is very important because the physical parameters should measure and you should convert it into digital. For that, the Bosch, Honeywell, IBM, Cisco, ARM, Ericsson, these are the providers. They are going to provide IoT sensor. Finally, there are some IoT solution provider. They have a ready-made systems. If we need, we can buy and we can install. For that, we have LG, Philips, Samsung, Apple. So these are the IoT solution provider. So why we have to discuss IoT now? For India, why IoT is important? India requires nearly 22 million skilled powermen on IoT and IoT-based systems in 2025. That is 5G-centric technology such as Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, robotics, cloud computing, machine learning. These are the technologies which is going to embed into IoT. So for engineers, IoT is a next milestone we have to concentrate because next 2 years, India needs 22 million skilled workers on IoT. Next, the mobile network should support IoT. Now we have in 2022, mobile network supports more than 5 billion IoT connections. Every second, 127 devices connected to the internet. Simply, that is nothing but, for example, we buy a smartwatch, we are going to connect with the IoT. So that is one of the devices. So like that, in every second, 127 devices are connected. The technology, that is IoT technology, is going to be the 1.6 trillion revenue by 2022. So the companies is going to be concentrated on IoT-based systems. The world is going to move on the IoT. For that, in 2025, the company is going to expect $15 trillion in IoT. So that's why for engineers, for engineering students, the IoT is very important. Next technology which is going to move is IoT-based systems, IoT. So technology of IoT is different, but we have to know about the real-time application where the IoT is going to be used, how it is going to be used, what is the importance of IoT. When we discuss about the real-time application, the IoT is going to be divided, the applications are going to be broadly classified into smart buildings, hospitality, financial services, manufacturing, healthcare, farming, retail, and advertisement. That is, without IoT, in next coming years, no devices are, there is no area. Without IoT, there is no area. Simply we can see. First of all, we will discuss about, the IoT is going to be basically divided into two. One is called IoT and another one is called IIoT. What is IIoT? Simply in some definitions they will give consumer IoT. That is general IoT. What is IIoT? Industrial Internet of Things. The industry is going to be converted into Internet of Things. That is, all the processor is going to be monitored by the person with a handheld device. That is the simple thing. That is Industrial Internet of Things, IoT. A survey conducted by KRC Research, that is Smart applications is going to be 37% of IoT device, so IoT. And smart energy meters is going to be 25%. Wearable devices, 13%. Connected cars, 10%. Smart healthcare devices, 10%. None of the, that is, apart from this device, we are going to use 5% in the IoT. So simply, before going for a smart building, we will discuss about the smart building and we will see a smart video, how the real smart building is going to be, especially for civil engineers. This is very important. Smart building means, we already discussed, we need sensors, we need processor, we have to connect the devices with the sensors. Simply, we have a building. In the building, we want to install a IoT device, is nothing but this diagram is a simple device. All the electronic components, all the electrical devices, all the electronic devices is going to be connected with the system. For example, we have a TV, we have a video recorder, we have AC, we have light. All the system is have a sensor. That sensor is going to be connected with a common central processor. That is a processor. So sensor and processor have to communicate. For that, we need a wireless sensor network, a small network which is going to be connected by wireless system. That wireless system is going to receive all the data from the different devices and different components. That information is going to be sent to the internet. Then that data is going to be stored in the cloud. That cloud data is going to be processed and is going to be present to the user in a format. That presentation is going to be viewed by the user using the mobile in some video forms or by the graphical representation. This is the small explanation for the smart building. So for that, what are the things we need? We need a wireless network. This is for our understanding. For that, we can use Zigbee. Zigbee is one of the small range wireless communication devices. That is, next one is C-bus systems. That is wired communication system. Next one is, for example, we have Alexa now. That Alexa is one of the IoT based device. What are the important of IoT in smart building? It is very safe. First one is comfort for the user. Next one is we can save energy. That is very important because whenever we need, we can operate the system using the remote location. In smart home, what are the appliances and applications we can use the IoT is nothing but we can open the lock, we can switch on the switch of the motors, we can switch on the lights, we can control the air conditioning systems, we can control the blinds, we can switch on the cameras, even though we can control the speakers and TV systems. The real smart buildings. The Glumac is the first lead platinum 4 facility in East Asia, which was the first in Asia to pursue the living building certificate for net zero energy, water and carbon. That is in China. In England, the Crystal Building is the largest permanent exhibit site in the world that is dedicated to study and creation of sustainable cities and one of the most sustainable building in the world. Next one in Singapore, the Capital Tower. The 50 storage official building won the Green Mark Platinum Award for its construction design and for its energy and water efficiency. Next one in Holland, the Edge is considered the greenest, most intelligent building in the world according to the British rating. So this is the things we discuss about the smart building. Then how the smart building will be. Now we will see a small video. the lighting system is automatically switched on using a pre-fixed timing. The curtains are automatically open. Now in the commercial market, the smart sockets are available for all the switches. We can control the smart socket using a Bluetooth, or even though by voice control, we are able to switch on and switch off the devices. And by our mobile, we have applications. The application was provided by the socket providers, that is the manufacturer of the switches. By that, we can remotely switch on and switch off the switches. So this is automatic burglar alarm system. That is nothing but if someone open the door, you have a message that is your door is open, and automatically the camera is switched on, and it shows the image where the object will be. By using passive infrared sensor, we are able to find the hot-related areas. By that, we are able to see the movement of any human beings, because if the paper is going to be moved, the camera should not switch on. For that, we are using IR sensor. So next important application of IoT is in agriculture. Smart farming with IoT is a trending technology in IoT. The number of farmers using IoT in agriculture is increased, and the US market is projected that the annual growth is going to be 19.3%. The survey showed that the technology installed in farming also have a similar growth rate that is 20%. This happened in all the countries globally. The IoT based agriculture system is going to be innovated like Japan, India, Canada, Colombia, Mexico, and Brazil countries. So here, the IoT is going to play a vital role in agriculture. What are the fields in agriculture we are going to use the IoT? That is smart farming using IoT. First is field management. Next one is climate analysis. Next one is equipment tracking. Next one is livestock monitoring, greenhouse monitoring, energy and water conservation. So what is a field management using IoT? So now the field history like moisture of the soil, water level of the soil, vegetation mapping, the condition of the vegetables, the condition of the vegetables, these things is able to monitor using the IoT devices. Using sensors, we are able to detect the soil moistures, the water level of the field, the growth of the vegetable, the vegetation mapping. Next application of smart farming using IoT is nothing but climate analysis and forecast. Installation of IoT powered weather station will allow monitoring climate conditions and help forecast weather up to with current weather conditions. Before that, we are going to predict the weather conditions. Now we are able to detect the or analysis the current climatic conditions, and we are able to forecast the climate. Next one is equipment tracking. IoT sensor installed will enable location tracking and predictive maintenance of machines by identifying defects. Now, the ready-made kit is available in India for tracking all the tracks, tractors, and that is all the equipments, the current locations, the current diesel level. We have a IoT based diesel sensors now. We have to purchase and we have to directly install in the diesel tank, and the processor is GSM based device using a SIM. We have to connect it to the IoT. The owner is going to be receive the fuel level. That is what is the current fuel level of our machine. It will detect and send the data to the owner mobile. How much diesel was used, how much diesel was filled in the petrol pump, and which area, because GPS, we are using GPS. Using GPS, in which bunk, in which area, in which diesel bunk, the fuel station, they fill the diesel. So these things comes under equipment tracking. Next one is livestock monitoring. Attachment of IoT sensor to livestock will allow location tracking. This is very simple now. Now the Forest Department of India and Tamil Nadu, India use that tag, collar tag, which is going to use to detect the current movement of the animals. That is, we are able to track the livestock. Next one is greenhouse farming. Here in greenhouse farming, 100% IoT based system is able to install, because all the systems in greenhouse is now connected devices. That is, all the information is going to be stored in a common cloud, and we are going to monitor the total greenhouse parameters. And next one is energy and water conservation. The IoT sensors can help monitor water consumption and energy consumption. For example, now the electricity board replaced all the analog meters into digital meters. Next, what is the future meter we are going to have means IoT based energy meter. By that, we are able to save energy, and we are able to monitor how much of demand is currently needed. So for that, the energy energy conservation and water conservation, the IoT is going to be used. Next, if we see the predictions that IoT based system, the Food and Agriculture Organization predict that 80 billion by 2025. That is, we have to, the expected growth of population is going to be 8 billion by 2025. By using IoT techniques, we are able to produce quality and quantity with reduced cost and precision. Next one, IoT based methods provide improved irrigation techniques, and IoT gives a direct benefit to the farmers. That is, we are able to see the current demand, and we are able to see all the systems in our mobile. Next one, automation have been the main driver in meeting the rising demand in agriculture. Now, all the area of the agriculture systems, we are using automation. Next one is that automation is going to be linked with the Internet of Things devices. So we are able to drive all the automation, and we are able to monitor, and we are able to control our automation devices. So what is the advent of how the IoT is going to be helped in our agriculture sector? That is precision farming, and then now we are using drone for agriculture purpose to spray the pesticides. If we see the operation of the drone, first we have to map the field, and if we connected with GPS, that the drone is going to be operate on the autopilot mode. How it is going to be operate? By using IoT, the current field is going to be mapped with our cardinal points, and then that drone is going to be operate automatically, and it will spray the pesticides evenly. Next one is livestock monitoring. By using RF tags or GPS based tags, we are able to monitor the livestock. Next one is smart greenhouse. So these are the two images where we are going to implement the IoT. That is unmanned aerial vehicle. That is, we are going to use UAV. Next one is asset tracking. All the livestock have a collar tag. By that, we are able to monitor how many livestock is for in our farm, what the current status of the livestock. Next one is smart irrigation. So the next important area of IoT application in the agriculture is nothing but drones. We already discussed about the drones in farming, that is for pesticide spraying. The drone is equipped with the sensors, and we have a camera on the drone. By the image processing and mapping, we are able to survey the field, and we are able to survey the total area. What is the vegetation we are cultivating in those areas? And if any natural calamities, we are able to survey the affected area using the drones. The drone can be remotely controlled using the software. By the sensor and GPS, we are able to sit in one position, and we are able to control the drone over a long area. By that drone data, we are able to get and predict the current situation of the field. That is, from the drone data, insights can be drawn regarding the crop health, irrigation spraying, planting, soil and plant counting, and area of the cultivator. So for that, we have a small video, because when we see about that, we are able to understand what is the real application of IoT. One minute, sir, it's opening.
Extreme weather conditions, climatic changes, and environmental impacts are some of the challenges faced by the agriculture industry in meeting the growing food demands, and IoT has been helping to tackle these challenges. Smart farming is a high-tech, efficient, and sustainable approach to agriculture. This is achieved by applying connected devices and innovative technologies within the agriculture process. From preparing the soil for planting to harvesting mature crops and integrating them with the cloud to provide valuable real-time insight for farmers. The IoT system can detect real-time weather conditions like humidity, rainfall, temperature, and wind conditions very accurately. The data collected help choose the right crops to grow and sustain, and allows farmers to quickly act if weather conditions become unfavorable. Apart from that, IoT applications are also being used for precise farming. Livestock monitoring, vehicle tracking, field observation, and inventory monitoring all enable farmers to analyze information and take informed and quick decisions. Farmers can also analyze soil, water, and nutrient conditions to increase the farming effectiveness and efficiency. IoT applications in the agricultural industry has made farming more efficient, effective, and sustainable, ensuring humankind's growing demand for food are always met.
So now we saw a video how the IoT is going to roll in an agriculture sector. Next important thing, another application of IoT is hospitality. So the role of IoT in hospitality is serve the customer better and have to enhance operation efficiency to provide integrated service such as device driven through application and automated devices. What is the benefit of IoT in hospitality? Efficient hotel service, enhance the customer experience, predict analysis, energy optimization, clean service, synchronization with exiting devices. That is application of IoT in hospitality industry. That is checkmat, that is check-in, location-based information, asset tracking. That is very interesting topic in IoT-based hospitality industry. That is asset tracking, voice-controlled customer service. Now we have Alexa in our home. That is called voice-controlled customer service. Smart room customization, smart locks, and security solutions. These things is going to be a part of smart building. Next important topic is IoT for healthcare. So how the IoT is going to be assist in our healthcare departments and healthcare areas. The sensor is going to be collect data from the patient and it is going to be give the data in the readable format to the doctor or nurse. How the sensor is going to get the data. For example, our heart, suppose we are in a hospital, they have to track our heartbeat. Means we have a sensor, that is wireless sensor, that is going to collect the rate of the heartbeat, and that is going to be send the data to the receiver, that is in a wireless sensor network. That receiver is going to get the data, is going to process the data, and then that data is going to be sent to the device. It may be mobile or a iPad or a laptop, which is going to be in the doctors or nurse, and that is going to be in a easy readable format. For example, in graphical form. That is, we now you are able to see the ECG in a live display. Like that, the current data of the patient is going to be directly go to the doctor's hand or nurse hand in a readable form. And then here, the artificial intelligence driven algorithm like machine learning is going to be used to analyze the collected data. The device decide whether to act or send the information to the cloud. Because what is cloud? It is going to be a common location where we are going to store the data and applications. Suppose the doctor may be in a remote location. The algorithm itself detect whether the status of the patient, the condition of the patient is critical or non-critical. It's non-critical means it sends the data to the nurse. If it's very critical means it direct the information to the doctor, which is going to be the remote location. He is able to see the system on current condition. The first IoT based ambulance. Now I attended one conference that the Apollo Hospital gave a presentation. That is nothing but in India, the first IoT based ambulance was introduced. What is the IoT based ambulance? A new word. The IoT based ambulance is nothing. The doctor or the nurse or the assistants, those who are going to be in the ambulance, is going to be check the status of the patient, and they are going to give the first aid. Then the patient is going to travel to the hospital. After reaching the hospital, only the treatment is going to be starts. But in IoT based ambulance, the treatment is going to be start in the ambulance itself. The ambulance have a camera, that is 5G. Here the 5G role is important. That is time delay is very minimum. The doctor is going to monitor the patient using the live camera and is going to monitor all the parameters in live location, and he is going to direct the doctor who is in the ambulance to start the treatment. That is the first IoT ambulance in India. Like why I say the example is here in IoT in healthcare, the doctors or health practitioner can make actionable and information decision based on the data provided by the IoT healthcare solutions. Sensing and uploading of data, patient information to the cloud in emergency situation from the ambulance or even from home. The medical devices able for performing self-maintenance. These devices are self-maintenance devices. The IoT healthcare device will sense their own component, detect low threshold, and communicate with the medical persons or man. That is called machine learning here. The machine itself check its component and it is going to be informed that you have to verify whether this component is working or not. The device itself says, I have a problem. Like that in IoT system, a simple example. Now we have smart watches. By that, we are able to monitor our health condition, how long I am walking, how distance I walk daily, how much time I take rest. Like that, all the parameters are now you are going to read in your mobile. So this is a small and simple example for IoT. So the IoT devices in healthcare are smart watches. Now we have insulin pens. Now we have smart CGM, that is continuous glucose monitoring system. Next one, brain swelling sensors. We have ingestible sensors. We have smart video pills. So these are the IoT device which we are using in our healthcare device. Healthcare. So this is the insulin pen. So actually, if we see as a block diagram in IoT means the insulin pen is a sensor and it have a transmitter, that is wireless transmitter. That transmitter sends the data to the mobile phone. This mobile phone have a processor. It receives the data. It is going to process the data. It is going to present the data in the readable form for the user. By graphical representation or by bar chart, we are able to get the data in easiest readable form. This is the insulin pen. We have continuous glucose monitoring system. Like that, we have a smart video pills. That is like a pill. We have a camera. We have to swallow the pills. It is going to travel. And videos that is going to be stored in the chip. After that, we can retrieve the video by using the pill cam. So IoT application healthcare, that is symptoms monitoring and tracking, automated treatment administrator, supply chain, quality assurance, hygienic monitoring, medical waste system, body scanning and smart labs. What are the benefit of IoT in healthcare? Increased mobility and alert of hospital staff, accelerated processing of patient data, better management of drugs and medical adherence, reduced risk of error and miscalculation. So now we will see a small video. This is an inventory management system in IoT. So last one is IoT for manufacturing. The IoT manufacturing is a subcategory of IIoT. We already discussed IIoT, that is Industrial Internet of Things. It uses a data-driven approach to drive efficient and help save time and extra operation. Use embedded sensors, cloud-based data, and interconnected devices to ensure better industrial performance. The wide range of tools for business and applied smart techniques to gain a competitive edge. So, what is the current trend of IoT for manufacturing? That is 91% of enterprises are investing in IoT and smart manufacturing. 6% consider their factories to be fully digitalized. 75% have invested in digital factories to better meet customer preferences. 50% of responded expect ROI for digitalization in 5 years. That is, companies expect a total of 12% efficiency gain over 5 years. That is, what are the benefits of IoT in manufacturing industries? Improve inventory management, visibility supply chain, enhanced product quality control, real-time insight. The important point is cost saving, and next one is asset security. And it increase the revenue, improve supply chain, higher customer satisfaction, quicker time to market, and improve decision making. So the IoT application in manufacturing sectors are where we display important role is predictive maintenance, asset monitoring, supply chain management, and workshop mirroring. So the simple workflow of IoT, whether it is possible to implement IoT in all areas, yes, definitely. What is the advantage of implementing IoT? The simple example now we can see is if you order anything on online, it is an example for IoT. For example, Amazon, we are able to see whether the current our need is available in Amazon. Suppose I want to buy a mobile, whether that mobile is available in market, whether it is available in stock. That is in asset IoT role, the IoT application on asset. Whether we have a current mobile in the provider, whether it is available means it is available. We can see online directly. Otherwise, we are able to see out of stock. If we order the product, then we are able to monitor the tracking the product, whether it is packed. After packing, we get a message. We are able to see in the line diagram. The system is the product is packed. The product is shipped. The traveling distance, whether it's crossed 50% of the traveling time, then we are able to see whether it reaches the godown, and then we are able to see it is out of delivery. Within 2 or 3 hours, we are going to receive the product. So this is a small example of IoT based system. If we order a food product using Swiggy or Zomato, or if you are going to book a taxi using Ola, means we are able to track. So these things are corporate where they use IoT to monitor the system. So up to now, we have a small discussion about IoT and IoT real-time application systems. So I believe that it give a small idea about the IoT-based systems and where we use the IoT. So I thank our Institute of Engineers to provide this opportunity, and I believe that it give a small idea about the IoT. Okay, sir.
Thank you, Captain Saravakumar. It was
Thank you, sir.
Excellent presentation and give a very foundation of IoT, but in all fields, like in civil engineering, as well as in industrial mechanical engineering, also in agricultural field, in medical application, in all area. You have covered almost all the areas, and then the future, near future is only in IoT only, IoT based things only in everywhere. And we also
We have to shift
start
our
using, we have
areas
start
to
using
IoT.
the Internet of Things in every of our day-to-day life. Almost we are using laptop and mobile phone and all sort of things only in the internet. Even our home TV and then audio system, everything will be connected in Wi-Fi and then Internet of Things only.
Yes, sir. In
So
soon
without
we are going
IoT,
to connect.
yeah, without
Soon
IoT.
area, yes, sir.
Now I invited our honorary secretary, Dr. Venkatachalamurthy, to do a vote of thanks.
Dear fellow engineers, chairperson, and today's speaker, Captain Sarana Kumar, and all the engineers present here, good evening to all of you. It was a very eye-opening lecture today. I think many of our members have missed today such a wonderful lecture to hear about Internet of Things in mainly agriculture. Since I'm from food processing, I was very happy to listen to the application of IoT in agriculture. And also, in infrastructure or maybe in healthcare or in manufacturing also important, but in my field it is related to agriculture and food processing. Really a lot of things going to happen in the future, and the things in other sectors also. So thank you very much, sir, for a wonderful lecture and sharing your thoughts for this Internet of Things in the World Telecommunication Day. On behalf of Tanjavur chapter, Institution of Engineers, thank for this wonderful lecture. And also, I thank all the members who are present here, and especially Dr. Sandamil Kumar sir, who has arranged for this lecture from PMIST, and also all the members for attending this program. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent lecture by Sarana Kumar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you to this opportunity to deliver a lecture on this, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.